Hello and welcome back to the Google APIs for Rust and YouTube Uploader development stream. It's Byron speaking. It's a new day. Release 0.1 has been published successfully. I'm still uploading the videos of yesterday. I'm hitting my bandwidth limit here. I'm uploading all the time, which also means I couldn't yet kind of make that a bit more public. However, for today, we have quite a few things to do. Namely, we are in milestone 0.2, which means we want to get ready for the simple command line tools. And to do that, we first have to get rid of all the little things that I've found. And meanwhile, every morning I do a little code review and random review. So just have a look at the stuff I did the last day before or the day before, or just have a look. And then usually you find stuff that doesn't work or that looks odd or that just needs tiny tweaks to be what it's supposed to be. And then I make tickets, and this is what you see here. Okay, I think we start easy with something that is really, really fast to do. What about, actually they're all fast to do, but this is, I think, fastest to do. Yeah, and ideally today we also managed to set up a ticket that will contain the details of the command line tools that they should do. The milestone already has that, but we will transfer it into a ticket. But that's today's goal. I think we have a chance to meet it, even though I can't be on this for too long today. I think it's 6 p.m. I will have to stop that. Anyway, let's have a look. Docs review, add arguments description for required parameters and method builders. Let's bring up the documentation as well. And actually, we can start with bringing up the local documentation now that we are at it. I think we cargo doc we do have, huh? Yes. And I shall bring this up and should be able to see what I mean here. So if there is a method builder, yeah, so currently these required parameters, they don't have any documentation. Create a builder to help you perform the following tasks. Insert a new mail into the archive of the Google group, but arguments are not defined here. The cool thing is that we in fact have this information. So if you look at this and check out the group ID builder param, then you see, okay, it sets the group ID path property for the given. Okay, that's my one. This is basically the description we get from the schema, from the API schema. And this is, even though this is kind of nonsense, I mean, come on, not even a period they said here. Nonetheless, this is what I will put there. I can't help bad documentation on Google's side, but I can at least put it there. Maybe there's some good documentation there as well. So, we'll just build this. This is in the resource builder documentation. And here there are the required properties, I suppose. And method args, so that's basically what we can use. So that's the general description here of the method. And what we want is to just put it, just see if we have required arguments. If description m, okay, so even if you don't have a description, we shall check independently of that if you have required properties. If so, we will build API documentation. If there is no description, we just say, okay, there's no description provided or something. So we don't have to be too if-elsey here or too conditional. To keep it a bit simpler for me. So in any case, we want to have arguments. I think we want to have a free space here as well. And we shouldn't forget we are in Rust doc mode. So arguments, then space, and now we can start to loop over the required properties in required props. And now I think, it's a possibly a bit difficult because the style guide said that you should do it like this. So you have the arg name here, which I should just put here like that. No, actually, wait. I think they put it into backticks. Literal, let's say string literal then. And then we have p.name, I think. Do we have a dot name? Yes, we do. And here is the description. And of course, we have it as a Rust doc tag. And that might just not work for me, because then the indentation should be based on this piece here. And right now I simply don't know that. But I could actually make that work, I think. Because I could say indent all but first by 1. That's unfortunately only precise to the tab. So it's tab based. So what I would want to do is I would want to get the overall length of this string here, then put it there, and then I say, okay, indent all but 1 by the length of this string. And this is how I could do this with the description, even though I don't know the description, how many lines it will have. But this will work. And it's the first time I do this, and I think I shouldn't, I want to do this. I should at least try, and this will work. I'm quite confident about that. Good. So this means we want to have a little bit of space for Python code, so that we can have the arg prefix, I call it. And this will be basically that as a string. So that includes the tab and this, and then we want to put the property name in there like that, and then append the dash. Good. And that's the string length that we are interested in now. So we can just substitute that guy here. I would like to put it here so that it looks better, so that we have to basically remember, okay, it needs 4 spaces. Or basically we want to append 4. Wait, I do have the tab size here. 1 tab basically we want to append. Tab. Oh, spaces per tab, that's the guy, that's the one. So that's what we append there. Just for the visuals, really. And that's the arg prefix. All right. And now we can just say, here we put p.get description, or no description provided. I think we should put a period here. Maybe even that. Oh, no description, sorry for that. But maybe not. And now we pipe this into a, actually, yeah, we don't want it to be a Rust doc comment unless it's on a new line. Haha, we can't do that either. We can't do that yet. What we can do for now is indent all but first. Let's see these but first thingies. Indent all but first, there's just this one. Tabs, and then tabs are spaces. And then we say, okay, if tabs are spaces, then we shall recompute this. Then we shall recompute this to be if tabs are not spaces. Now I kind of hack this in now. Then we shall say, okay, our tabs are tabs by spaces per tab. So this is basically the computation here. And I think then the meaning is more like this, because that's spaces now. And we can just put this in here. No need for any special handling. And that's how that's want to be. It doesn't change anything. Maybe I want to invert this. Tabs are spaces. Well, it's kind of what I mean, huh? If tabs are actually spaces. Indent indent in tabs. That is true. So thou by default it is that, and if we indent in tabs, actually that's if you do not indent, well, sorry, I'm wrong. It's still the same thing. If we indent in tabs, then we recompute. There we go. That's the meaning. Now it works. Now I can do that. Indent all but first by, let's do this. So by spaces per tab plus the length of my arc prefix. And then we shall say that we want this to be indent in tabs false. Indent in tabs. Because now that we are providing the spaces directly, this is not necessarily, I mean, it can be any amount of spaces, right? It's not necessarily a multiple of spaces per tab. So that should look good unless we have multiple lines here. I mean, if we have just one line, the entire indent all but first by doesn't make sense. But the Rust doc unfortunately can't do it. Because also that should basically put everything but the first thing in Rust doc. And I wonder, it's more like transform all but first. You know, I'm going to take this because I want to have a general method for this. I will keep that around, but the actual work will be done by that one here. So it's transform all but first by, and then we have an f. Apply f line to each line if it is not the first one. Yeah, there's a filter that will apply that, so we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. And let's have a look. Oh, now we override f. What is... Okay, we also do a substitution here. Line start. Oh. Yeah, this, that sucks. That's this regular expression Python interface again. So let's call this transform. Because we actually want this regular expression to apply a function every time it wants to substitute something. And this only works. Unfortunately, this only works. This doesn't work from the object here. This works if you have a regular expression, if you call resub. And this is annoying, you know, that the interface is inconsistent. Really annoying. But that's how Python is, if you ask me. I mean, the API of Python is just subpar, unfortunately. But anyway. Python, regex, damn. But the good thing is, once this thing is ready, it will be very powerful. And I'd rather do that, but to copy paste code around. On the other hand, you know, I don't need that. I don't need a function, even though that would be the most general. It's called a prefix all but one, and that's the prefix. And now we can just provide a string here. And I think this is better, because we are good with a prefix. You don't need all the power that there is. And I think that's really prepend prefix to each line if it is not the first one. To each line, but the first. Good. And that is that. And now here all we have to do is oh wait, that's ours. Return prefix all but first with spaces. And that reads well. And that should also work well. So here we go with 2 filters. The first filter will do the Rust doc. And I wonder if I can get some line breaks here, possibly. That would be awesome. Yeah, let's try that first. Let's try to build. So, required props. Unsupported control keyword. Why? What about if? Object of type int has no length. No. I guess it is. Oh, this one here, huh? Arc prefix. Spaces per tab. Oh, that one is the problem here. Because it's a number. So by default it's just this. Maybe we go with an else here. Like that. Or we just do it multiplied by indent. And considering this, it's basically that. And then indent by amount of spaces. And that's how the code wants to be. Indent. And that should work. Good. And now I'm going to try this. Let's see. Whew. Neato. So what if I want to have a comma here, a comma here, and put another one there. Basically, this is supposed to be the... Oh crap. Indent all but first by, so that's the amount of items. Prefix, okay, that's a prefix. Prefix all but first by this. That's my Rust doc comment and a space. Oh wait, the space we don't need. And then, let's see how that looks like. And then we have spaces per tab. I wonder, I probably have to say -3 here. Minus length of this to make this work, but I will see. That's just a bit of tuning. Maybe +1, maybe -1, who cares? I don't even spend any thought on it because I know I can easily fix it. Alright, let's do it like this. Unexpected indent. Okay, it didn't like that. Does it like this? That's also acceptable. Undefined object is not callable. So indent tabs must be false. Oh wait, actually indent tabs doesn't exist there. like this. Interesting that it actually apparently tried to call this, but probably it didn't even try to call this because it wouldn't have worked. Yeah, undefined object is not callable. pget. Oh, that's this one. Okay. It probably this one here for some reason doesn't return what I think it does. Prefix. Oh, yeah, that actually doesn't exist. I always fall for that one. So now it exists. Oh. Now we should see something. Awesome. Good. Groups migration. I think it has one of these, so we can use it to see what it did. The method builder. Not too bad. Even though it should definitely not apply this to empty. I mean, you know, what the heck? Okay, so there's one indentation too much, and I thought I already account for this. Oh, no, wait. Why do I not account for this? And why is the prefix all but first not really working? Because all we should have in here is... Oh, crap. No, wait. That's a single line here. Okay, let's see what happens if we remove this. I think that one here doesn't work as I expected. So the indentation is still wrong. And I wonder why. Because I explicitly don't edit here. Huh. Doesn't look too bad, but this one. Oh yeah, it's this here. I'm a bit slow today. So that's the white space that I can't get rid of. So now this indentation should be correct. Yep. And now all we have to deal with is that problem. And as you can see, it kind of applies the entire filter. It has the full indentation on there. So is there a new line? And even if there was a new line, it shouldn't be there. Indent all but first. So what does it see there? Why does it match? That's the question. So so basically we find the first new line. Yeah, let's check the group migration JSON. And then it's group ID archive. There's the description, the group ID. So there's definitely no new line here. No reason for it to think that. And then it basically takes off. Yeah, it takes off the first new line and doesn't apply the regex there, and that is how that actually works. I mean, at least one thing seems to have worked, because we use that indent all but something. We use it in many places, and it still seems to work as expected. I think here it's used as well, possibly. Oh, look. How do I do it there? JSON, I do it there as well. That's not the first time I do this. Shit. So that's basically where I set up the setters. Setters. And part description. Where are the arguments? I should see it. Oh shit, that is manually written code. I'm in the wrong library. See. Totally wrong. I'm not doing that already. Obviously. Good. Well, at least that's something. If I would have done that already, I would have needed similar functionality, so that is kind of would kind of make no sense. Okay, let's think about that. Even if I take this away, I think it will still put the spaces there, which kind of means it applies to the wrong thing. See? So they both apply, even though they shouldn't. What if I put this into their own line? Is it better then? Same. I mean, all but first. That's true, but it finds the. Maybe it doesn't work for one-liners for some reason. Maybe this is a long-standing bug. Huh. Could be. Even though that would be the case here, huh? That's the one-liner part. And then it applies the prefix regular expression. Maybe it doesn't hit the value error or something? Huh. It shouldn't actually do anything. I mean, this regular expression. Oh wait, a regular expression that applies to an empty line, huh? So, if P is none, return F. Otherwise. So what do you say now? Yep. Long-standing bug. Cool. And now just for the fun of it, groups migration JSON. Is it this one? I think so. Group ID. Let's add some more. Hello foo bar blah bloop snoo. And now this should actually look pretty nice. True. So we want to invert. Oh shit, we actually need multiple ones. Now we need space. Oh, actually that's okay. We need this single tab here. That's okay. We can do that. So on one tab. I could parameterize it, probably I should. So now we have this just once, and then it should put the spaces there. Oh shit, it prefixes it. No wait. Actually the prefix must be this thing. We have to completely generate it. So we don't have two calls here, but just one, which is good. And then we say prefix all but first with. And now it happens. So now we get to here, we get to this part, and then we just have to get along the space. So it's 4. Yeah, that minus that, I think. And that's that spaces we add. Maybe even that. Yeah, let's try it. Plus that, plus spaces times this. Indent tabs, that's true. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, just a bit too much indented. Minus, oh yeah, and then spaces in tabs. Spaces per, oh. Spaces per tab. Oh, plus arc prefix. Maybe we don't want to do this anymore because we have this prefix already. What about this? Nice, see? Let's have another line just to be sure. Hello world. No, I closed Sublime Text. There it is again. I don't mind closing Sublime Text, but usually you end up with messed up buffers because it kind of loads them asynchronously and then it's not consistent anymore what you get. See, we've been on very different buffers. Anyway, that definitely works. I'm very proud of myself. I think that's why I didn't do it the last time, because I didn't want to deal with that. But there's a time for everything. Good. Let's see how it looks like. Doc. Yeah, let's build them. I think I still have it open. There it is. Arguments, group ID. Hey, why do I do this if it doesn't get formatted like that? I thought it gets automatically formatted like this. That sucks. I thought that worked. Let me check. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. That's the doc comments here. That's the thing. That's how they do it. And I think the idea is to make it look good in code, even though it will look shitty. Well, shitty is probably a bit overly dramatic here. But let's just say it doesn't look as nicely formatted as I thought it would look like. So you definitely should put periods here. And I just do it to have a better understanding how this would look like if somebody did that. Yeah, there are the periods. Well, good enough. Good enough. The generated code even looks good in source. But that's what I want. I really want this to be looking like the perfect Rust code. Why? Because it can look like the perfect Rust code. It's generated after all. And you do things only once. Cool. Let's regenerate and go back to a single line. The good thing is we also fixed the bug, because this here was a source of a bug all the time. And probably this happened before, but I didn't notice it for some reason. Awesome. So that is fixed. How much time? 33 minutes. Okay. I think the other things are just small. Upload resumable in method dogs. To do. Oh yeah, this description is actually here. To do. Figure out how to handle it. It's an interface in Go. That is true. I think I know how to handle it. Yeah. In our case, it's a JSON object. Well, actually I don't. Well, not now. But probably something, I mean, at some point I will search for all to-dos in everywhere and see if I have to follow up, but usually you have to. Now is not the time for that, though. Now is the time for this. Write more about how delegation works. Upload media in a resumable fashion. Thank you, code. Thank you, spell checker. One more typo fix. I don't even call it a typo. I think I just misspelled it because I didn't know how to spell it properly. So let's have a look at where this shows up. That shows up here in the archive insert call, and here it is. to do, right? More about how delegation works. Yeah, we'll just note it here. Why not? Because in the upload case, the delegate has no extra work. But let's open up CMN here. Where is the delegate? Here it is. But in this case, the delegate will have a little bit more to do. The delegate will be asked for an upload URL. No, wait. I would even like to link to that, and I think I can. There is a link method, which is currently not shared, but I think, do I use anything of the context? Rustdoc. Yep. Well, I can have a local link method that calls the public one link URL, link doc URL. So that's the only one, the only context value here. Doc base URL. It's also something I need here. And then it's also context value stuff. Yeah, taking this one out will be a bit more difficult. So I'm not linking that right now. They can also search it. You know, this is how it is. Now I'm too lazy to do it. But maybe one day, when there's nothing else to do really, and I want to have a simple little task that improves the documentation, I will cross-link everything and do what has to be done. So the delegate will be asked for an upload URL. And if not provided, will be asked to store an upload URL that was provided by the server using store upload URL. Then for each chunk, it may cancel basically. Yeah. So cancellation is on per chunk basis, and I'm fine with that right now, because I think in future there might be we might allow to pass in a custom reader wrapper, and this reader wrapper will basically see all the read calls and is allowed to basically interrupt that. You know, it can abort this, or we can use it for additional performance computation or something, more stuff. This is something I really want to allow, because per chunk base is a start, but it's not as fine-grained as I would like it to be. Good. And if not provided, we will be asked to store an upload URL that was provided by the server using store. Yeah. When the upload will be done in chunks. The delegate may specify the chunk size. I just want to give an overview of what kind of calls are made and in which context they're done. The delegate may specify the chunk size and may cancel the operation before each chunk is uploaded using cancel chunk upload, like that. And of course, the person inclined to learn more can also read all that stuff in even greater detail Add the respective method documentation. Just in case I wanted to do that, let's just build it for now. Yeah, so if I wanted to know that, I would say cancel chunk upload, there it is. And here I learn even more. Arguments, that looks wrong. Is success. Better. Here, the same mistake, man. What's wrong with me? Good. Oh. That looks better. That looks better. Good. Other issues fixed. I think that's fine now. And everything else regarding the delegate is documented in the delegate, and if you want to implement this, you probably will have a look at that guy anyway. Yeah, I probably should also mention that whenever you can tell a retry, you should do exponential back. How's this called? Exponential back off. Yeah. Binary exponential back off. I think that's what I want to link. Error retries and exponential back off. I can link to the Google code, why not? Is an algorithm. Yep. Do I want to link Java code? Look at that. The Java client, is it generated? Let's have a look. I have to know. Probably it is. Browse. HTTP Java web. What? It's not even here, huh? HTTP client, is this? Main, Java, com, Google, API, client, exponential backoff. I have no idea. Yeah, I probably want to link to the wiki. Yeah. Is it easily to grasp what's going on? An example. It's not exactly easily graspable, considering really that you just take the power of your last time. Yeah, this looks far more complicated than it actually is, right? I think. Anyway, that's already good. I will just add this here. Retry. Maybe I should add the documentation of that guy. Huh. Well, that depends, HTTP error. If you choose to delegate successful. Nice. I should turn that on more often. If you choose to retry after a duration, the duration should be chosen using the exponential back off algorithm. Here you go. And yeah, I think, I just want to save. I don't know if I can save this. I'll try. E back off, exponential back off. So now I could possibly define that here. E back off. Oh, how does that look again? Readme. Yeah, like this. So that could possibly work. Let's see if that works. No, can't do that. Well, would have been too nice. Probably it can do that, but it can't. It is a different context for him. So probably each string kind of is its own world and can't take values from other sources. It's okay. Exponential back of algorithm, and then we should have a space here. Return retry information. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not in generator mode, so if I want to do this again, I'll have to copy it. I think that's here. Yeah. Retry, and that's the only other spot, so I think it's acceptable to copy this. And yeah. Are we done? With that at least. Exponential backoff, exponential backoff. Looks good, looks good. Looks good. The delegate is not really asked there, so nothing to say. And what else do we want to do? Fix whitespace issue in mbuild, example, upload resumable. Okay. Oh yeah, true. There is, for example, in Drive. Let's use Drive. Unfortunately, it will take longer to build that. Let's see, maybe Drive 1. Drive 1 is, Drive 1 we don't have, because Drive 1 is super small. Drive 2 is what we want. I would like to open it, but I can't because I don't know. Maybe I can. Open, again, Drive 2. Then I have something to do at least. Doc and Drive 2, Google Drive 2 index. That's what we want. We have upload. And that naturally has upload resumable. I think this algorithm oh, that actually looks good now. It looked broken online. How come? Because I looked here and then Drive 2. So maybe it's another one, but insert files. Okay, here it looks. I think it looked broken on my iPad. Yeah. But that looks good. Upload resumable. And even upload. So yeah, that's not a bug. It's an iPad thing. All right. Fine. So we actually can save the time to build that guy. But hey, now we build it anyway. And it's good. Linked library overview, hub introduction to method builder and trait call builder. True. Let's build the group migration one more time and open it up. That's this part. Structure of this library, because I want people to easily get to the call builders here and easily get to the method builders, because that's what they're actually kind of interested in. You know, because that's really the structure. It's hub, method builder, methods builder, call builder. So let's just mention that. How much time? 10 minutes. Fine. Even though it's a bit long, it's okay. If I finish it in 10 minutes, it shall be fine, but it's doable. Central object to maintain state and allow accessing all activities. Creates methods builders. That's this one. Method builders. And that is indeed an enum. Do I have this here? Methods builder. Call builder I have. Where is it used? Yeah, I think I don't have it. Methods builder. Let's take it in. Methods builder marker trait is this. So now we shall use this here. Not to forget to import it. Too much. And we will do the same here and not forget to import it. Method builders, which in turn allow access to individual call builders. Call builders trait, call builder marker trait, and I have it. Oh, look, I even use it here. Method, let's call it call builder URL because that's what it is. Let's just link the call builder URL directly then. Very kind. I do not link method builders ever. Yeah, anyway, so that should be that. If it works. Cannot import name method builder because I didn't save this file. Alright. And here we are. Creates method builders which in turn allow access to individual call builders. There we go. And there we go. Looks good. These links will automatically work wherever they're used from. So in README files, this will link to the official documentation. And thus, we should be fine. Cool. So now you basically link to all the major things here, except for resources we also link. Marker trait, parts we link, which is not that important if you think about it. But anyway, hub, nested type we don't link because that's really not important. Request value. Yeah. I should probably say that traits are used to mark individual things. All items are marked, all structures are marked with their respective traits to further categorize them, and unfortunately the type The spell check doesn't apply to anything in here for some reason. 39 misspelled words, but I don't see that. It's just in Marco code itself. So everything else is off the grid. So basically, if I want to check the spelling, group migration readme, I have to check the build result. Group migration. Yeah, let's do that now that I'm at it. Activities. What's this problem? Activities. Really? No, that's wrong. That's even wronger than what I did. So that's code result. Okay, because it's capitalized, I guess. Sorry. Identifiable. See? Yeah, let's first finish this. All structures are marked with respective traits to further categorize them and ease browsing. Primary items. All structures are marked with the respective traits. Marked with applicable traits to further categorize them and ease browsing. Good, that's fine. Identifiable. Let's not take any risk here. Let's just copy paste. Well, good. What else didn't you like? We are JSON. Maybe I do it like this. I think that's pretty okay. So that shall conclude the V2 docs review, uploads and spelling issue in the actual headline. That's bad. Downloads. So at least the landing page should be relatively free now of spelling issues. Cancelled 1L. Should remember that at some point. Activities. Yeah, I've been there before, but just want to be sure I don't mess it up. Okay, so the rest is fine. Yeah, so the rest seems to be good. Cool. Let's build. Works. Should also work. Why not? Good. Cool. That concludes the doc review. Hey, I don't understand what this is. It has changed. Okay, that's what I understand. Sometimes this error pops up and it's some sort of, hey, I couldn't apply the syntax highlighting and I'm totally broken now, which I'm afraid of, by the way. All right, let's add this. Stage. Again, be happy that I'm only rebuilding a small subset of these things, because otherwise it would be totally, would be totally full of like hundreds of files here. Good. So I will actually, whenever I do this, basically I will wait, and then if I make changes and update the code, I will do it for all of these at once. But now it's really just about my Marco code here. All right, so it's fix docs. Doc review with typo fixes and improvements. Too long. Typo fixes and misc improvements. I think it's sufficiently documented by itself and by the issue that it fixes, which is 42. So I'm not going to write more here. Fixes 42. Thank you. We are done. And can even push this. And once again, thanks for watching and have a good day.